and know what you represent, know what's true to you. Because you can't please everybody, you can't be everything to everybody, but you could be true and you could be yourself and comfortable in your skin and just represent what's real to you.
I'm very much in a space right now where I'm not doing anything that's going to compromise my peace and happiness. So I think just taking control, making sure you like maintain your power, don't give your power away to anybody. That I feel like is the key to like truly being happy.
Hey, bro, you better get ready to buckle up because this shit don't get no easier, bro. Once you think the grind gets easier, come on, bro, you silly, man. This grind's only for the strong ones, bro. And if you weak, I suggest you go ahead and leave. It's tough, but it's true. Be safe.
What's happening, everybody? Go ahead, say it with me. We are back at it again to do what? To create something great. It is your boy Creative. We are back at it again. We're going to be creating a new zero DTE strategy. Zero DTE stands for option contracts that expire the same day. Now, what is an option? An option is a contract that enables us to buy 100 shares of an underlying stock or an ETF. We're going to be using QQQ. QQQ is the top 100 stocks within the New York stock, within the NASDAQ, excuse me. And here's some of the holdings within QQQ. Now, if you want to look at some of the full holdings, we can look at it here. Now, today we're going to be building this strategy from scratch using TradingView indicators. And we're also going to be sprinkling in a little bit of machine learning. So if you all do have any questions, comments, or concerns, it is your time to be able to ask them. So let's go ahead and jump in. Before we even get into the strat, I think it's always a good place to understand a little bit more about the ETF that we're going to be using. Now, an ETF is an exchange traded fund. I want you, whenever you see ETF, imagine a quilt, and a quilt with 100 different patches, right? And each patch represents a different company. Now, this ETF has NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla. This is Google. Excuse me. Don't ask me why they call themselves Alphabet Class A. That's always an interesting one when I see it. This is YouTube, ironically enough, Broadcom, Palantir, Netflix. So as you can see, just a lot. PDD Holdings, right? Monster Beverages. It's interesting how Monster is classified as electronics, right? Warner Brothers, they've been in the news a lot lately, right? So as you can see, Ross Stores, Takes-Two, they create 2K for all of my gamers out there. So I know they create 2K. So as you can see, it's quite of a good list. So I'm looking at, and this is TradingView. TradingView, I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, and this is QQQ. So what this means is that each one of these candlesticks represents 1 minute of action between the buyers and the sellers, right? A red candlestick is going to mean that the sellers or the bears are in control, and their main aim is to be able to push the price down, right? So what they're looking to do is to push new support levels, right? We know we always bring this up, but I want y'all to be able just to get a clean mind frame. I want to make sure my buyers in this are Gucci, a clean mind to be able to understand what this means. So when I say support levels, right? So they're pushing the price down to be able to get lower lows. When I say resistance levels, they're pushing the price higher to be able to get higher highs, right? So I'm looking at TradingView, and I'm looking at the red bars, and that red bar is letting me know that the bears or the sellers are pushing new support levels, but I'm seeing that there's rejection. How do I know that there's rejection? Those wicks that are poking out the candle, right? So when you see those wicks poking out the candle for a red candle, that lets us know that, all right, it tested support levels, right? So it's trying to push lower lows, but it failed ultimately, right? That's what the wicks let me know, that the bears try to push it lower, but it didn't happen. So the bulls or the green candles or the buyers are the ones that are going to try to push resistance levels. Remember, resistance are higher highs. So when you're pushing resistance levels, you want to be able to crash higher highs, right? You ever heard that adage, buy low, sell high? This is kind of one of the places it came from. So, yo, how we doing? I hope all is well. I hope you've had a great holiday so far, and the new year is coming up. So hope all is well, and I'm glad for you to be able to tune in. Let me know if you do have any questions while we're going through this. I'm real excited for this strat we have planned for y'all today. A brand new one. We're going to be using TradingView in order to create this. And I'm also going to be using Claude Code, but I'm going to get to that as soon as we get there. But if you do have any questions, Javon, let me know. And welcome, and appreciate you. Oh, what was I saying? The green candles. Green candles are pushing to resistance levels, so they want to be able to make higher highs, right? So what I want to do, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So let me just make sure y'all see it. So here, TradingView. TradingView is a free platform where anyone could go to be able to look at charts, right? So this is a chart. This is a 1 minute chart. So each one of these candlesticks represents 1 minute of action between the buyers and the sellers. So I'm going to click on indicators, and then I'm just going to hit mean. There we go, reversion. Is it okay if I ask some questions about backtesting? Of course, we're going to get there, right? So this is the process, right? We're going to, right now, I'm just on the strategy ideation part, right? So we're defining the strategy and we're coming up with our PARMs, but we're going to getting over to backtesting. So what questions do you have for backtesting? Because this is definitely part of our process. This is a 7-step process. Sometimes I got to count. I thought it was 8, but it's a 7-step process, and we're probably going to get to like maybe finish up step 2. I'm hoping to see if we can knock this out and get all this done. But yeah, backtesting is definitely a part of our process. We're just coming up with the idea right now using TradingView. So if you do have any questions about backtesting, let me know. This is definitely the time and place for it. So while you're typing, I'm just going to keep going, all right? So y'all can see how I got here. This is TradingView. If you want it, let me just go ahead and drop it in the chat. Free platform for us to be able to look at charts, right? So I'm going to click on indicators, and I'm just going to, like, how do you line up backtest for option trading? When you say line up, what do you mean by that? So and I'm going to get to that. I want to answer that with a little bit more visual cue so you can see how I do it. But how I backtest, right, especially when it comes to options, or the type of options that I'm trading are 0 DTE options, I have to create my own custom backtest using Python, right? And you're going to see how we do that once we get to that point. So I have to create my own custom backtest in order to do so, because I came to find out using Backtrader or backtesting.py, Algo Trade, Frequent Trader, Vector BT, they don't really work or adaptive enough for options. So that's why I had to create my own. And it's kind of cool to be able to make something that's a little bit more custom, and you can add what you want, take away what you don't want. And I created it using Claude Code, and the language is Python. So you're going to see how we do and use that backtest to be able to flush out or suss out this idea if it works or not. I don't know if it's going to work. Again, first time doing. Not tell you first time doing this. I made a couple of ideas and strategies before, but being able just to go through the process from start to finish, I don't know if it's going to work or not, right? It's just a matter of being able to go through the process and seeing how well it works. But what specific questions do you have with regards to lining up a backtest, Javon? So I'm putting in mean because I'm looking for a mean reversion strategy. What is a mean reversion strategy? So we all know, as a matter of fact, let me just use this as an example. So these lines right here, this red line, this blue line, this green line, these represent a Bollinger Band. What is a Bollinger Band? A Bollinger Band is a type of indicator to see if an underlying asset, and the asset that I'm looking at is QQQ, right, is overbought or oversold, right? This red line is going to indicate overbought. This green line is going to indicate oversold. What data is needed to backtest options? Do you think Polygon data is okay? I had a conversation about this the other day. I am not going to hold you. So let's bring them up to the forefront. The thing about Polygon, right? When it comes to a backtesting, Polygon used to be massive. So I know Polygon, I don't know, they're the same thing. I don't know why they switched over to massive, but nonetheless, let's talk about it since we're already here. right? So the thing about Polygon that I've noticed is that for their option data, right? So you saw what I did. I just went to massiveorpolygon.com. I went to docs, and then I'm going to documentation, and then I'm going to options, right? And then we're going to go to, let's start with aggregate, and let's go to custom bar, right? So in order to get the custom bar, it used to tell me, hold on, I'm trying to make a point, and I need to see where it is to make that point. Give me a second. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is that in order to get the option data that you need, right, you're going to need custom bar, which is open, high, low, close. It doesn't really, I mean, it's depending on the strategy if you're going to need this tick by tick data, but it's also depending on the strategy. The previous bar, it works, but it's more of a snapshot, right? But what you're also going to need is trades. Okay, V3. You see that says V3? And quotes, right? So let me go back to, all right, and to really highlight this, pricing option. So to get the data that you're going to need, yes, it has the Greeks, it has the implied volatility, it has the open interest, it has the minute aggregate, right? But the thing is, you're limited to 2 years of data. And to use it for back testing, yes, it can work, but you just need to make sure, okay, what kind of Greeks are you going to get, right? Are you going to get the Greeks that has the timeline data as well? Or are you just going to get the Greeks that just let you know what the Greek was for that particular moment in time? Let me break that down a little bit more. What I mean by that, are you going to get intraday Greeks, right? Or meaning that every minute the delta is different, right? Every minute gamma is different, right? Or are you just going to get a snapshot of the Greeks? Let me zoom this in, my fault. A snapshot of the Greeks, right? Implied volatility, that works for you, but it's just a matter of, again, is it intraday or is it a snapshot? And then open interest will be the same thing. What I noticed about Massive or Polygon is that I started with them and it was working out, but I noticed that, okay, I started with the starter package and I was like, damn, the data isn't really as comprehensive as I wanted it to be. Then I had to go to the developer. Then I noticed, like, damn, the data isn't as really comprehensive as I needed to be. I was thinking about going to advanced, but then I am not sponsored by them. I just game recognized game, right? I use theta data, and theta data gives you what you need at a fraction of the price, right? And it's a lot more comprehensive, right? So you can get tick by tick data from theta data when it comes to being able to backtest options, and that's all that I use is theta data. I really don't. I pivoted away from Massive or Polygon, and I'm using theta data. So to answer your question, Javon, yes, you can use it when it comes to being able to backtest your ideas, but yes, it is a snapshot historical, and it's not as comprehensive as what you're going to get from theta data, right? Like theta data, excuse me, for Polygon, for paying $199, you probably could get away with paying $40, right, and get as much comprehensive data as you need in order to backtest options. I'm with the standard, but again, I do a little bit more, but you can get away with being able just to use the value and get everything that you need and a lot more comprehensive than what Polygon or Massive is going to give you, right? Remember that $199, I'm not going to hold you. You can pay $40 and you're going to get a lot more with theta data. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get paid by them. This is just game recognizing game. And I use theta data. I used Polygon, but I always had to level up because I'm noticing, all right, the start, it was like, I'll give you $30, but it wasn't as comprehensive as I need in order to really make sure that your strategy is robust enough. Then I had to go up to developer. Again, wasn't as comprehensive as I need. I forgot, there's one reason that, so what do I do? Gamma pen strat. For Gamma, theta data, I'm not going to hold you. For Gamma specifically, the standard is not going to work. You're going to need a pro. Or I haven't found a place that gives us Gamma. You can calculate. Matter of fact, you can calculate Gamma. Like, get away. You can use value, and I'm going to show you how to use Black Scholes. Black Scholes is a formula that you can use because you're going to get all the other Greeks, right? But for your gamma strat, you're going to need a gamma, right? And theta data does give you gamma live, but it doesn't give you historic, right? And I know that's weird, but nonetheless, but I can show you a way in order to calculate it using Black Scholes and using the Greeks that it does give you and the underlying price that it does give you as well. So, yes, you can get away with it, with using it. Matter of fact, let me just show you right now. Give me a second. Coding session. So I'm going to go over to cursor. I'm in cursor right now. Let's go ahead and open up a new project. I'm going to open this up in option baby. Let's go ahead and put gamma example. Open this up. All right, I'm going to use Claude Code. I'm not going to use their AI, so I'm going to use Claude Code. So Javon, I'm going to I want to show you how to do it using theta data, right? Matter of fact, I should have showed you the data first. All right, let me show you the data real quick. All right, so, and I have a video that I did walking through how to get the data and how to fetch it, but in essence, this is the file that I'll use whenever I need to fetch anything from theta data, like whenever I need to get any data from them, right? I'll just change the symbol. I'll change the start date. What kind of data do I need? The expiration, right? What kind of strikes, so on and so forth. So I made it a lot easy in order for me to be able to pull data from them. So I made this file in order to do this, and the video that I created, I want to say about a couple of weeks ago, went over being able to do all this, right? And then here's how the data looks. I use Parquet files. Now, the reason I use Parquet files is because it's a lot easier in order for computers to use when it comes to backtesting, right? So the Parquet files, you're going to have your full Greeks in there. The only thing you're not going to have, like I said, is gamma, but I'm going to show you how to calculate gamma now with using theta data. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use QQQ since I already have it here. And let me use, I don't know if I'll figure out a way if I can share the file. I'll figure out a way to do that. Because I don't mind sharing the file, right? I'm sharing this data file. I don't mind doing that. Now, again, let me explain. Matter of fact, let's explain what's in here. So I'm going to use 2022 because that wasn't a good year. That was a bear year, but I want to use this as an example because we're creating a mean reversion strategy anyway. So I'm going to grab 2022 data. Open the folder. I'm going to go back to gamma example. I'm going to paste the path here. Just give me a second. I need to open up Claude Code. Run Claude Code. I am getting a Discord. You just got to wait for me on that one. I am getting a Discord, and it should be here within the first couple of weeks in the new year. I am still working on it. Just want to make sure that it is a community or something that enables everybody to be able to share ideas and exchange thoughts, right? But also make sure that it's secure. So just give me a bit. I am working on the Discord, and it should be here within the first couple of weeks of the new year. So what I want to say is, all right. Review the following data using the arrow, Parquet tools, terminal commands to understand how the data works and looks and structure. Then explain to me what is available here. Oh, I should have gave it. Yep, I knew that. Give me a second. Let me give it a conda environment. And what is a conda environment? It's a garage. You see how it's trying to download all these Python packages? I already have it in this conda environment. And conda environment is a garage that has all of the Python packages, so you don't have to keep reinstalling it. So I should have said that. Use the Conda environment we already have. What feature does your data has in it? One big table or multiple tables? One big table, and I'm going to. I wish I could show you. Matter of fact, I'm going to have it. Also, we need you to provide a snapshot of each Parquet file in a CSV so we can review it and see what it looks like. I'm going to show you what it looks like so you can actually like see what this data is. I just made it a Parquet file again because it's super easy in order for a computer and it in order to review it, and it's a lot easier and faster to run a back test because Parquet file columns, yes, there are columns and rows. It is so Parquet file is like a CSV, but it's a little bit, how can I explain this? A Parquet file is a CSV that computers can read a lot faster, but we can't read it, right? I hope I'm explaining that right, and I don't think I did. Let's go to handy dandy ChatGPT while that works that out. Give me a second. Can you quickly explain what the difference is between a Parquet file and CSV? Only 3 sentences, like a professor, you talking to their student, us. Proceed. I'm going to show you right now. Give me 1 second. So CSV files are stored files. No, Parquet files are binary columns. That's why we really can't read it. Column-based format that compress data and lets computers read only columns that they need, making it much faster for analytics. In short, CSV is simple and universal. Parquet is optimized for performance and big data. So we have all these files are Parquet files because, again, it's optimized for performance and allows us to be able to run through them a lot quickly. All right, kid, I'm not going to hold you. I thought you were going to be a lot faster than that. My fault. But yes, the columns that we're going to see, some examples are going to be symbols, expirations, strike. And what is the strike price? The strike price is the price we think that is going to go to. The right is going to be the calls and the puts, the timestamp, and the open interest. An open interest is how many people have a contract open for that particular strike price, right? So, and this is the open interest data. Every data within the Parquet files has its own particular columns, right? And here is the trade and quotes. The trade and quotes columns are going to be symbols, expirations, strike. Right, remember, is the calls and the puts, and then trade timestamp, and then the quote timestamp. All right, beautiful. I would think that you can get this. Matter of fact, let me just have you do this real quick too, because. All right, beautiful. All right, so I'm going to have it create the the CSV file so we can actually see what's in it. Matter of fact, I do have one. I'm tripping. It's not like the only one. Oh, that's not that file. I'm tripping. Let me just have it create it real quick. Give me a second. I'm having Claude Code create these snapshots for us. Okay, here we go. So here's the Greeks. It's kind of messed up because I have it zoomed in. All right, so here's the Greeks. So here's what it looks like, right? So we have the symbol, which is QQQ. We have the date. We have the strike price. We have the right, which is the call. Here's the timestamp. And here's the trade information, right? So this is how the data is going to look. Yes, we merge it. It all comes into CSV. So all the data comes like CSV files. All right, beautiful. So it's converting more. So here's what the Greek file looks like. right? And then we have all of our Greeks from the delta to the theta. So as you can see, there's no gamma here, right? But I'm going to show you how to calculate gamma. So there's no gamma, there's delta, there's theta, there's vega, rho, epsilon, lambda. You're honestly, you probably want to use delta, theta, and gamma. All these others you can use, but it's like, all right, it's extra. So this is what the file will look like. This is for the Greeks. Now I'm going to show you the open, high, low, close. Oh, here's IV. So as you can see, all of them pretty much look like the same, right? Same thing, just different data, right? Here's open, high, low, close. And the reason I use Parquet files is because it's a lot faster and easier. But for our example here, okay, this is a lot cleaner. It's not as zoomed in. You can actually see it. And here's the open interest, right? So we can actually see what it looks like. Now what I'm going to do is take this data and actually calculate gamma for you and show you how you can get it done. So you can maybe timestamp this. So when you do have your data, and whenever you have data, right, that doesn't have gamma in there, I'm going to show you all just a quick little hack in order to do it using the Black-Scholes method or Black-Scholes formula. Give me 1 second. Like, all right, kid, we get it. We get it. I kind of almost explained the data before even the AI, and you think they're supposed to be faster or smarter. That doesn't always show the case. All right, I really feel like you're spazzing right now. So what I'm going to do, I feel like I already explained it. Create a file that uses Black-Scholes in order to calculate gamma. Now we need you to have doc strings explaining each function / method, and make sure the output of the file explains it as well, such that even a 12-year-old can get it, and if possible, live calculation, right? Let's use that we have in order to do so. First, check that it can happen by running a few terminal commands. Then once confirmed, create the file. All right, beautiful. So it's going to use the Greek data that I just had it parse. And then once it has, bro, you just created it. Why do you need to examine it? So I feel like sometimes you be doing the most. There we go. We're going to test it. I'm almost certain that it's going to be Gucci. This means if QQQ, okay, test calculation was successful. Moves, so the delta changes by 0, but why? Okay. Use the Parquet files instead to be sure. Use Pyero and Polaris and Pandas, if not Pandas TA. Run a few terminal commands to be sure, then proceed. I just want to be certain. Four different tables for every year. And each table has different items. So this first table has Greeks for 2022. This next table has implied volatility for 2022. This third table has open, high, low, close. So this is the actual price of the option contract for 2022. And then here is open interest. Now, open interest is how many individuals has a strike, has the option contract open at that point in time. The reason I like to use open interest, it allows us to be able to validate our contracts and to get and to use it as a filter for liquidity. So there's 4 different tables or 4 different files that we use for every back test. Really 5, right? And you're seeing 4 here, and the reason being so is because this is for option Greeks or option data. When it comes to the stock data, we just pull open, high, low, close data from IBKR. That's super simple in order to do. But for the option data, that becomes a little bit more tricky. But so for every option data, to answer your question, it's 4 different tables or 4 different files that we use for every option data that we're going to use, and each one composing of either Greeks, implied volatility, open, high, low, close, or open interest. And what we're doing right now is I'm showing you how to take the raw data and then to calculate gamma from the raw data. So I'm going to create a file using Claude Code in order to calculate the gamma. And as soon as that's done, I'm going to jump back over to what we're doing. All right, so give us a second here. I'm just waiting for the data to load a bit. All right, so while this is doing that, I'm going to do 2 things at once. All right, I'm going to come back over to I'm coming back over to TradingView, and then I'm going to start with getting our strategy, right? So I'm going to hit mean angles. So y'all saw what I did. Went to indicators. I went putting mean because I'm using a mean reversion strategy in order to create this, and I'm going to take one of these strategies as our basis in order to get this done. So let's see. Let me just go all the way down. Just keep going down because some people don't like to scroll. All right, bet. So that's done, and also have. So here's the gamma calculation I promised you. So let's go ahead and run it. New terminal. I thank you. Let me just copy the file. Bet. Conda activate. Algo, baby. Then Python. Beautiful. So what it's doing right now, it is calculating gamma. So we're taking the underlying option data in order to calculate it. And this what gamma is like a rocket. Explosive changes are possible, but we all know that. Key insight, gamma is the highest for at the money contracts. Gamma increases as expiration approaches. And high gamma equals high risk but high reward potential. So we're oh man, you would have an issue. Hold on. Is having a bit of an issue, fam. Give me 1 second. It has to go fix the issue. Thank you. Well, let me go run it now. We should be Gucci. Clear. Python. Run it again. All right, beautiful. Come on, fam. Like, you're making me look real bad right now. I feel like I should just give you the function and the prompt in order to create gamma. But I want to show you that it works. I use this all the time. It's just when it comes to the data structure, each data structure is different, right? I mean, it could be to the point of like you use these quotation marks, right? From quotations, double quotes to single quotes. So that's what's throwing it off right now. Let's make sure it's Gucci and working before I have you go do it. This is a little sidetrack, I know, but I just wanted to make sure that, all right, beautiful. Here it is. The files worked. right? So it took an option contract. It took a 360 call. So it was bullish on the market. It was thinking that the market was going to go up. Here's the stock price at the underlying time. Here's the days left, right? Here's the implied volatility. And here's the gamma, right? Again, you're seeing this is the gamma that we're calculating. Another example, here's the third. So the gamma calculation, so here's the average gamma, the highest gamma, and the lowest gamma. So you're able to calculate gamma yourself, right? Using the Black-Scholes method. And I quickly use this file here in order to do so. So if you want to take a look at the gamma calculator itself, okay, here it is. Right, so calculate the D1 parameters of the Black-Scholes formula. Right, so think of D1 as a score that tells us how likely the option will be worth of something at expiration. Here are the parameters. Right, here's the example, and here's the actual function. And here's how we're going to calculate gamma. So here's the function that we use in order to calculate gamma. Right, explain the gamma in small specific terms. So here's the file that we created in order to do so. And I'm going to figure out a way to share this with you. The only thing is you need to input your own data source, right? But I'll figure out a way in order to do that too. So that's done. Now let's go back to our strategy. Let me know, Javon, if you have any other questions, and I'll figure out a way in order to share that, maybe in the Discord when I finally have it. But if you go back and watch, I'll create a prompt. I'm gonna share it with you. Just give me a bit. I want to get this video rolling, so you can like create it. But if you honestly go to ChatGPT or wherever AI you use and use the Black-Scholes method in order to calculate gamma, that is just an example of how easy. And it just took a little bit because of the data format, but in essence, how easy it is in order to get it done. So let's go back to our strategy. I'm using TradingView in order to do so, and I went all the way down to a bottom. And let's see if we can. I don't want to use VWAP mean reversion. JAT Indy, no. Nope. Anything that looks price channel mean reversion. Optimistic, nope. Total 3E8, nope. That's Bitcoin. True market mean. Algo builders mean reversion. Adaptive mean reversion. Pivot plus mean reversion plus RSI. Simple branch mean reversion. Sniper mean reversion strategy version 1. Or Cipher. Sniper or Cipher? Let's do Sniper. So you see I'm going to click on source code. And then this is going to populate. So Sniper mean reversion version 1 based on the Fabio Valentini's auction market playbook concept. We're going to trade the failed breakouts back to the point of control, POC. We're going to detect when the price breaks out of the balance but failed to hold. We're going to wait for the price to reclaim back inside. This is like Bollinger Bands in a sense, but not the first move back. Signal entry on the pullback into the LVN with aggressive confirmation. The target is the bounce. So I'm going to use this as our basis for the strategy. This looks good. Yeah, I like this. So I'm going to take this. Let's go back over to Claude Code. We're going to create another folder. Open folder. Here. And then we're going to call that I'm on it. I'm on it. All right, bet. Now, again, I got to get Claude open up real quick. Run code. I want to use the 3 point. Oh, yeah, okay. 4.5 Opus model. So let me go grab that real quick. So here's the 4.5 Opus model. All right, so let's get into this. Now, before, I like to begin every session being able to build context, right? So how do I do that? Sometimes it works, sometimes it spazzes. You can't forget the artificial part and the intelligence. So let's say, what do you know about 0 DTE option? Oh, excuse me, option algo strategies. Needing. I think that's how you pronounce that. Needing. All right, 0 DTE or 0 days to expiration option algo strategies typically involve gamma scalping. I think that's a little bit what you're doing, Javon. Iron condors or butterflies, those take a little bit more money. Momentum breakout strategies, we have a couple of those that we already built, or mean reversion, right? Fading extreme move intraday and expecting the price to return back to the VWAP or the point of control or POC. That's crazy how I was using POC before I even brought it in. Consideration, theta, gamma, liquidity, timing, and risk. All right, beautiful. Now, how? Now, we are looking to develop a 0 DTE strategy for mean reversion using QQQ. Here is what we're going to use as its foundation to create this strat. Let me copy again and paste. This is a Pine script file or code from TradingView. Make sure to review it, then explain how it works, like we're 12 and a student in your class using only 428 total tokens for your output response. Let's break this down to its simplest while we're breaking this, or while we're, creating this strat. Don't jump ahead. Please don't jump ahead. Beautiful. All right. So looking at the Pine script, let me break it down simply. We're finding the balance zone, right? This is where the price hangs out most of the time, like home base. We're going to spot breakouts when the price leaves home base, and we're going to watch for those failures. When the price tries to break out and come back, this is key. We're going to wait for the pullback, and then after the price comes back, and we're going to wait for a small bounce, right? Our target is the POC, of the point of control. This is the middle balance zone where the price wants to return. The core logic is the price breaks out, it fails, it reclaims the balance, it pulls back, and then it enters the POC, the point of control. Session, London preferred. We're not using London. We're going to use the great old US of A, right? Volume confirmation, candle strength, and aggressive score. Should I explain any specific components, or shall we begin adapting for 0 DTE? All right, hold on. This is just gibberish, fam. All right. Let's begin with discussing what triggers a bearish slash put or bullish slash call signal. Let's start here. FYI, we're going to be using 1 minute data for QQQ. More on this later. Let's proceed. Blibbity gibberton, whatever the hell that means. Oh. All right, so the price broke above the balance zone and it failed to break out, and then the price reclaimed back inside the balance zone. This is like four things that needs to happen, right? Then a strong bullish candle appears within. So the close is greater than the open. The big body is greater than or equal to 60% of the candle range. The elevated volume is greater than or equal to 1.2 times the average. And then the strong close, the upper third range, Engulfing pattern optional but adds quality. Maybe. Okay, what is an engulfing pattern? Let me show y'all real quick. So this right here, right? This will be an engulfing pattern. This will be, all right, bet it closed back inside right here, but this is not as strong of an engulfing pattern. So engulfing pattern is just a full candle, right? That is right. Let me find another. Okay, here's a green engulfing candle, right here. Let me see if I can find true. Okay, little big body right here. So engulfing candle is just a candle with a full body, right? A candle that had a BBL. My fault, I couldn't resist. That's an engulfing candle. Bearish is just the opposite. So the failed breakout came back and then in fake bounce and then slam in the opposition direction. Then we're going to enter. The aggressive core, we need 3 to 4. Ensure we're not entering weak candles. All right. Let's start with Let's start with needing 2 of the 5, but we can toggle on based on results of back test. Now, with that being said, where should we start? And also advise where the confirmation of signal is coming from. It's probably a bad joke, but brain works that way. Signal. All right, I'd recommend starting with the balance zone detection. It is the foundation. Everything else depends on correctly identifying what it is the home base, what it counts as a breakout, what it counts as a reclaiming. Excuse me. Damn, I ain't want to cough a year. My fault. Signal confirmation comes from the aggressive score currently checking these 5 things: candle direction, body ratio, volume, close, engulfing. You want 2 out of 5 to trigger. That's loose, will generate more trigger signals, excuse me, but good for back testing to see if the filters actually work. My suggestion to build balance, okay, the anchor, then breakout detection, reclaim detection, pullback detection, aggressive confirmation, trigger. Should we start mapping out the balance zone logic for 1 minute confirmation? What look back period makes sense? 50. Oh shit. No, I'm not using 50 minutes. All right. Lay this out simply so we get what we have so far. Simp fam. I appreciate you if you do that. I appreciate you if you do that. All right, the setup in order. Balance, the 50 bar. Okay. I'm still going to define this because this 50 bar, that's crazy. Middle, the price breaks out, leave the, I'm using ATR, average true range. That's interesting. Price reclaim came back inside and then small move back against the trade. Trigger. Okay. All right. No, we need to nail down. All right. First, let's talk about the periods being used in the foundation of the strat entries. Let's talk about that and let's get that right, homie. Don't even flop. That's no. Like holy shit, no. Hold on. For the balance period, 50 bars or 50 minutes is way too long. We're probably going to start with 10. Let's start with 10 minutes. 2. Again, POC currently too long. Let's start with 5. 3. ATR period too long. Let's go with 8. And I'm just using arbitrary numbers right now. We're going to reclaim this or being able to refine this once we actually get to the back test. Volume average 20, way too long. 5. 20 bars is too long. Let's go to 5 to start. 5. Reclaim timeout. How long setup stay valid? Let's do 10 minutes. And then signal look back just for display purposes. What the fuck does that mean? Signal look back just for display purposes. Explain. We think 30 minutes too long. Let's go with maybe 8 to 10 minutes. All right, bet. Sometimes you gotta dry the boat. Definitely gotta dry the boat. All right, new. Okay, 10-minute zone, fast. Excuse me, quicker reaction. Okay. This is just the visual display. How many pass bars to show signal markers on the chart doesn't affect the strategy logic at all. Okay, so don't worry about it. So here it is. Your setup is fast, 10 minutes, balance of power, 5-minute POC, 5-minute volume baseline, and 10 minutes to act. This fits into 0 DTE pace. Things move quick. Setups expire quickly. Okay, let's double check and make sure that our periods are in line and we're not missing anything. Well, let's make sure. All right, beautiful. Balance. What did we miss? Not a period based on still in play. The breakout, keeper change, the minimum body, the minimum volume, and the aggressive. We've covered periods. What next is the breakout threshold, the session timing. Explain how the breakout threshold and min body ratio and min volume multiplier works so we can agree on how it's agree on the params for it. Bet we're working this out, ladies and gentlemen. We're working out our strat, man. This is just part 1 of our process, right? We're working on our strategy, and once we get to our back test, things are going to move by a little bit quicker. Right now, we're working out our strategy. So this is part 1 in our 7-strat process, right? You don't just go to develop the bot. Who wants to do that? I mean, that's the cool part. That's the fun part. But what's the point of creating a bot that doesn't make you money, right? So we're creating a strategy. Again, this is not financial advice. If you do seek financial advice, please make sure you talk to a certified financial planner, a licensed financial advisor, or those that are licensed in order to assist you. This is merely educational. But what's the point of creating a strategy, right? If you don't go through the entire, a bot, if you don't go through all these steps. So let's make sure we're following the steps. All right, ATR is the average true range. How much did QQQ move per bar? If ATR equals 20 cents, then the threshold equals 30 cents, 0.15, 1.5 times greater. The price must exceed the balance zone by 30 cents to count as a breakout. The upper needs to be bigger moves to trigger breakouts, fewer signals. The lower, smaller moves count as, higher, the lower, fewer signals. The lower the number, more signals, right? Minimum body ratio, how it works, we're going to compare the candle body to the average. The body equal the close minus the open, and then the range Here's an example of it, and it filters out big wicks. And remember, we said wicks are indecisions. It lets us know that it was a rejection of whatever that candle was trying to do. If it was a green candle, we're trying to push it up. If it's a red candle, trying to push it down. Whenever wicks pop up, it lets us know rejection or indecision. We want conviction, and that's full body candles. Minimum volume, compare. Okay, sometimes I've been finding out sometimes this volume isn't a really big correlator, but hey, that's all right. So what I'm thinking is that let's start ATR. Let's start the ATR at 0.75. We can adjust based on backtest results. Volume. Okay. Let's start at 0.44. And then for volume. And then here, let me keep that. Let's keep it. Let's keep it at 1.2. All right. Lay out what we have so far. All right, beautiful. Excuse me. 0 DTE, excuse me, QQQ mean reversion strategy, current build. We have our periods right here. Beautiful. Signal look back. Remember, this is more so for cosmetic. This won't be used in a strat as all. Breakout, minimum, okay. Aggressive filters, we need 2 out of the 5. Candle direction, minimum body, okay. Close. I'm probably going to say 3 out of the 5. I'm not going to hold you, but let's say that. Okay, price breaks, reclaim inside, pull back down, bullish aggression, 2 out of the 5. We're going to buy the target, sell. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Now for the session is going to be between 9:32 a.m. and 11:11 a.m. Only 1 trade per day. And starting balance. All of our strategies start with $100 unless I say otherwise, because we want to be able to dispel the notion that you need hundreds of dollars in order to trade options, right? So let's on it. And if balance is less than $4.99, can use up to 83. Let's do 88. Let's do 84% of portfolio balance. If balance is between 500 and 1K, can use up to, what do you want to say, 44% of portfolio balance. And if balance is greater than 1K, can use up to 22% of portfolio balance. Got it? We're building out smooth and surely, right? Because what is an algo? An algo is just a set of rules that we give a trading system in order to buy and sell options for us, right? So here's our rules. We're creating out our algo right now, right? Live from me. So I use TradingView as the basis, but we had to adapt it for 0 DTE and for this QQQ, right? So this is how we adapted so far. Our session. All right, beautiful. The logic. All right. This is, if I can cuss you out, I would. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to something else. All right. Let's before now I'm going to be using RS or relative skew for our logic. Now, if you haven't seen the video on relative skew, I'd highly recommend you watch that, because that is something that really does help bring a lot of edge or alpha into our particular strat, homie. So let me go ahead and open the folder for our research paper on, hold on, for relative skew. So give me 1 second. That's just a Parquet file. Got a little library going in our folder. Where is it? Library, research, white papers, and I'm going to relative skew. Now, before we really talk about our exit review using RG, bat, less, head, tail, AUG, and different terminal commands, as this will be a part of the exit used in addition to TPs and SL. But want you to understand this first. So bad. Get me right. Get me right. My fault, y'all. Here we go. Excuse me. Get me right. Get me right. Make sure I didn't change screens or nothing. Okay, I didn't. Make sure I didn't change screens or nothing. All right, I'm waiting for Claude Code to understand this real-life skewness, or RS, that we're going to be using for our strat. Beautiful. Now understand it. What it is, it measures if the market had more big jumps or scary drops. Here's the formula, right? Key discovery: if RS is the same, indicators are not. Excuse me, it's the same day indicator. It's not predictive, right? Of the breakthrough, we wait for the sign to flip, then we track once we're in the position. For our exit strategy, use RS along with TP. Yes. All right. Here is our SL at stop loss of 12% and TP1 of 22.8% and TP2 of 14.3%. Max hold time of 3 minutes. And we are going to exit whenever either of these conditions happen. Full exit, not scaling out. This will make sense when you review an example backtest in a bit once we've flushed this out. Got it? Let's lay out what we have so far. Let's lay it out, homie. Slithering. Let's little Professor Snapey there, huh? Little Snape. All right, risk management. So here's our strategy. It's coming together. It's coming together. Right, starting balance. Beautiful. Exit logic. Still clarify TP1 versus 2. We are targeting the higher TP, right? But we'll exit if the lower one triggers. Just giving strat options on how to exit. Well, all right, now let me go get, you see it's asking about strike selection, right? Beautiful. Before I give you strike selection, I need to give you, now I created a file, and I did this a little bit independent of y'all. I'm not going to hold you. because I was trying to figure out what is the best way. And again, this is just based off nuanced research, very novice research, right? What is the best way in order to select options based on probability based strategies, right? And probability based strategies are going to be strategies that are gap fill, strategies that are mean reversions, strategies that we have a target to, right? So we're using this document as a as a white paper, for lack of better words, in order to replace the arbitrary weighting scoring system with a mathematically derived selection criteria. This approach uses implied volatility, right, gap size, and the time remaining to calculate the optimal delta for the given gap fill trade, right? So we're going to be using this in order to select our option contracts. All right. Now for option contract selection review using RG, bat, less, head, etc. terminal commands to make sure you get it before we proceed. Well, let work. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see if you get this better. I've been arguing with ChatGPT on another screen. There's something I've been trying to do for a while here. I'm trying to see if it's going to get it better. I think, maybe, probably, hopefully. Let's see if this one works. I don't know. I'm interested. All right, beautiful. Hold on, hold on. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I thought I was going to be still outputting. But obviously not, fam. I want to try something different. All right, beautiful. Now that's VWAP. Instead of the arbitrary, we talked about that. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I'm probably going to drop that to like 0.2. We have the known target. Okay. Now, lastly, you need to review the following as well. Slippage. All this is going to make sense. I wanted to give it as much context as possible. Beautiful. Using same terminal commands before we have you review the back test. Oh, should I have it review the data first? Nah. Go ahead and review the back test. Well, go ahead and review the back test, homie. Oh, should I have it review the data first? Nah. Go ahead. My fault. My fault. I thought the audio was off for a second. I was gonna be like, bruh. All this time I've been talking, you can't hear me. But it works. My fault. Audio is back up. We are 2 seconds away of being able. Let me go grab the back test real quick instead of just chatting. Where is it? Where is it? Where's Gapville? Okay, we're gonna use this one. Let's go ahead and grab you. All right, beautiful. Slippage. I understand. All right, perfect. For our strategy, we'll adapt it after the 15-minute danger zone. Apply the slippage model. Morning session, slightly worse than afternoon, but manageable. All right, beautiful. Now, review the following back test. This is for a different strat, right? But need you to understand how we're going to develop it for the strat we're developing now. We'll review using RG, awk, and different terminal commands to understand how we're going to do it here. Make sure you understand how to vectorize operations using Polaris for data loading and pre-index, the comprehensive logging and doc screen, etc. That will take for this strat. It's a beautiful. All right, we're almost there. Give me like another 5 minutes, and we're going to have the back test running for our strategy. Remember, we're practically on step 2 right now. We're like on 1.5. If I had to say anything, we're going to be creating our back test. Then we're going to be running our back test. So we're on 1.5 before we even get to 2. So we're almost there. Almost there, big homie. Get me right. Get me right. Get me right. Get me right. All right. It's not like we're waiting on your NA chain. I appreciate you, bruv. Let's see. That's even worse. That's crazy. I'm getting like really bad scores for the thumbnail. Let me just go back to what I had before. I'm not gonna hold you. You said this one was worse. My fault. Let me just change my thumbnail back. All right, go back to what I had. Best to keep to what you had. All right, data loading. All right, here we go. Dynamic risk. We'll follow the same structure, but for the balance instead of gap, RS, probability based, slippage, RTPs, and 3-minute hold. Ready to lay out the full stacks before. Yeah. Hold on. What I'm going to have you do. So let me just check one thing. The open, high, low, close data comes from there. Let me check where the Greek data. $20.20. Here we go. Greek is coming from the same place, fam. Yep, Greek is coming from the same place. Okay. Let me just distinguish that. Let me just make sure Jit knows that. All right. Open, high, low, close volume data is coming from, and then Greek data is coming from, where is it? Beautiful. Make sure that you know run a few terminal commands using Pyaro, Parquet tools, right? So we can properly understand how this data is structured. before we proceed, make sure you even review the different rights, if it has quotes or not, capital or not, right? Get the nuances to ensure we're good before creating backtest. You know, I have one more thing. I know I keep saying that. I have uno más to be able to add, get the nuance. Then once I add it, fam, we shall be Gucci. Once we add it, we shall be fine. Make sure you understand the nuances, fam. The nuances, bruh. Get me right. I appreciate you. I can close some of these. All right, so we're having Claude Code right now review our data before we actually create the backtest. And then once the data is reviewed, I'm going to create this backtest for the mean reversion strategy that we've been working on, right? This is our step. We've already completed step 1, right? Now we're on like 1.5, and then we're going to be creating our backtest and actually moving with the backtest, right? And I just have one more item to be able to add on to it, and it's going to be our machine learning filter. And I'm going to explain how that works in a bit. I just want Claude Code to get an understanding of how the data works, and there's no issues, right? And then once it proper understands, then we'll be able to proceed. All right, let me go grab the last file that I need to have it review. I should create like a machine learning, adaptive machine learning. So we're going to be bringing in online machine learning filter for our trading strategy, right? So this is a smart filter that learns from our trade in real time and help us skip bad trades before it happens. So think of it as a friend who watches your trade and say, hey, the last 5 times you traded, things look like this, you lost, maybe skip this one. The cool part, it learns as we trade, so there's no need to train it beforehand. So this is going to be a classification model, right? There's 2 main types of machine learning models, right? There's a regressor model and a classification model. We're going to be using a classification model because we're going to be using qualitative data or questions in order to get our answers. So a classification model is like a sorting machine. We give it information and then it puts things into buckets, categories, right? A simple example, an email filter, excuse me, can I not talk? An email spam filter. Input email with words like free money now. This goes to the spam bucket. Input email from your mom saying, hey, dinner's at 6. This is not spam. Our trading version is the trade setup features, right? And then we're going to have 2 buckets. This looks like a losing trade. This looks like a winning trade. And then the model doesn't say, hey, bucket 0, bucket 1 through. It gives you probability like saying, hey, I'm 73% sure that bucket 1 is a winner. And we're going to be using probability to decide to take the trade or to skip the trade. So I'm going to copy this, and then you should be done. Bro, you're still going? Holy cow. I really thought you'll be done by now. All right, it's just being a little bit meticulous as far as being able to understand the data, and I appreciate you for that, bruh. But like, we got the people them waiting. We can't have the people them waiting, man. Beautiful. Let's get this done, fam. So we could understand the schema proper. Whisking? Doesn't that mean to like go away very quickly? Whisking. That's funny. All right, here we go. Beautiful. I'm not even gonna. All right, before, now, review using RG, ARC, BAT, terminal commands to understand how this works, as we're going to be adding this to the strat as well. All right, beautiful. So it understands the data structure. Here's how the Greeks work. Here's how the trade work. Here's how the underlying open, high, low, close, right? Open interest. We already talked about that. Now it's going to be reviewing the machine learning paper that I just showed y'all from our library. Then after that, we're going to be creating our back test. I know I've said that multiple times, fam, but we're Gucci them, and we know how to do it now, fam. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Matter of fact, let me just start getting things ready for our back test. So when we are Gucci, we just be like, let's run it. Let me get the conda environment ready. Beautiful. Conda environment is ready. Initialize with some, okay. What I understand about the adaptive trade filter, what it is, online machine learning using the GDDLC classifier, learns from the trades in real time. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Now we'll add this filter based on the features like balance zone feature. Okay. Perfect. Play it out before we proceed with creating the backtest. Also, keeping in mind the we want this ML feature to be toggleable, right? Where we can turn off and on. All right, one more message, then we're going to be on and popping and creating our backtest for this. Whoa. This is just part of the process, fam. This is just part of the process. It's going to be laying out the full strat. And once we have our full strategy laid out, we're going to be Gucci. Now, beautiful, beautiful. It's not like we waiting for you or anything, right? It's not like the people them waiting for you, fam. Holy cow. What are we doing? This is crazy, fam. I didn't think it was going to take this long. My fault. I appreciate y'all. Here we go. Wait. Beautiful. Adaptive ML feature. Step 1. Step 2. Name. Sniper me reversion strategy. Trade fell. Blah, blah, blah. I love it. I love it. We built this out in less than an hour. Not gonna hold you. I had a little detour. And that's all right. I don't mind helping. Now we have our full strat, ladies and gentlemen. That's ready to go. We have our full strat. Metrics. You're kind of missing some. Yeah, I'm missing some. Full. Now I gotta remember. Sometimes this is great. Other times I'm like, bruh. Who has it? Who has it? Who has it? Give me a second. I just gotta remember who has something that I need for this particular strategy. Matter of fact, let me show you an example. For second chance, please have it. I'm banking on you having it right now. Hold on. Let me just check. Y'all gonna see what I mean as soon as I run this back test. Give me a second. I'm just checking. Okay, it's right here. Trade day. Okay, beautiful. It's right there. You do have it. I don't even need to run you. I love my brain sometimes. All right, review using RG grab different terminal commands to see the comprehensive ending metrics we want to use, right? Once you get it and understand, let's proceed with creating this back test. Now, do not forget what we discussed, what we expect. Let's get this on the road. Call the back test. What should I call this? Bruh, I got it. Bruh, I got it. bt.py. All right, bet. So now we're creating our back test. We are creating our back test. Finally, we are in the home stretch. We're creating our back test, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't gonna call it the home stretch because I still got some work. You feel me? We on part 2. We finally made it over to part 2. That's what's up. We finally at part 2, so we're gonna be doing our work. All right, shit. I mean, I get it. I appreciate you. All right, you're creating a back test file now. Y'all creating a back test file. Let me just go ahead and do that. Let me just do that. Let me do that. Let me get right. So I'm creating our back test for our mean reversion strategy, and I'm real excited to see how it's going to pan out and work for us, specifically with regards to adding this machine learning for online learning. First time doing that, right? This is a few times we've done this, so I'm interested to see the performance of it. I'm interested to see the metrics, right? We're using a few things that we've built on in the past, right? So as you can see, when it comes to being an algo trader or quant, you're going to be using things in the past that you previously learned, whether it's being able to understand how slippage work, like really get how slippage work, right? And what is slippage? Slippage is the price that you thought you were going to pay and the price that you actually paid, right? So for an example, so let's say we buy an option contract and we thinking that, all right, I'm going to put in a limit order for $50 for this particular QQQ option contract, right? But when it actually gets filled, we pay $55. So that extra $5, I ain't gonna call it a FU fee, but it is a slippage fee. So I had to take some time in order to understand what slippage is, right? I had to take some time to understand, okay, our trades are looking good in back test, but how can I actually make it look good in real time? So that's where realized skew came in. So everything is building on each other here. And with running our back test with mean reversion, the reason I decided to do mean reversion is because that is one of the strategies that we've seen to perform the best. And the reason I'm going to say that is because when you're looking at an underlying asset, right, whether it's being QQQ, whether it's being IWM, I don't care what it is. Let's use QQQ as an example here. And this is QQQ on the 1 minute chart. And I'm going to use this middle line as the average, right? And this is what it is. So this is the Bollinger Bands. So as you can see here, let me just move back a bit so I can just give y'all some examples. So we see here that most people, they panicked and they started selling, right? So it's touching the oversold line, but it bounced back to the average. So you see here, it's about to touch the overbought lines, but it bounced back to the average. Now the reason, now this doesn't always happen. Sometimes things just shoot up and it just keeps going. As you can see here. Never mind. I'm not just going to just, oh, look. All right, bet. Gapped up. Right? And it just kept going, right? So the bands just got a little bit more volatile. So what we're doing here is we're creating a strategy that says, all right, I know you're going to get oversold at one point in time, right? but I think you're going to bounce back to the average. I know you're going to get overbought at one point in time, right? But you're going to bounce back to the average, right? And that's why I like using this strategy, because it's not betting on a breakout one direction or another. What we're betting on is that the underlying asset is going to go back to the average price. Whether it's being a bullish bet, we're thinking that the market is going to go up, or it's being a bearish bet, we're thinking that the market is going to go down. I am using QQQ, and QQQ is the top 100 tech companies within the New York Stock. I keep doing that. My fault. Within the NASDAQ, right? So some of the companies that are going to be within QQQ are going to be, we talked about this before, but let's go over it, right? Paycheck, Strategy, Coca-Cola, Excel. I can stop talking. The back test is done, fam. I was trying to fill space. Here we go. Back test is done. Let me just put eyes on it real quick. Strategy based on Fabio Valentini. Right. Let's go ahead and run our back test. No, fam, I'm actually going to run it. But I appreciate you for giving me this little command here so I could just copy said back test and then come here and then run it. Oh, shit. Guess what? Pip. Damn it. Hold on. Pip install Scrippy. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me just go get another kind of environment that I know is going to work. Get me right. All right, beautiful. What? Pip install Scrippy. Oh, using Python 3. That's why. Fucker is using Python 3. All right, we're Gucci. Backtest is loading. Backtest is ready to go. We're loading the Greek data. All right, running our backtest on 2024. What is a backtest? The backtest is being able to take your strategy, drop it off in a time machine, and seeing how well it does on the past. Now, the school of thought is if it does well in the past, then there's a high likelihood, not a guarantee, but there's a likelihood that your strategy will do well on present or future data, quote unquote. Right, so we're running our backtest on 2024, and this is a mean reversion backtest, right? I built it out here with y'all. We're using a couple of different cool nuanced features that we built here with y'all, and I'm trying to see how well it's going to perform. So as soon as the back test goes, now it's going to take a little bit to load, right? It's loading 27 million pieces of data, right? So if you try to do something 27 million times, tell me how long that's going to take you, fam, right? So let's be a little bit conscious, excuse me, of how long of this, and then once it actually runs, it's going to run, right? But it just needs to load the data. Once it loads the data, it's going to be Gucci, fam. Just let it load the data. Let it load the data. All right, hold on. While it's loading the data, I'm going to grab some water real quick. Give me 2 seconds, but I should make it back in time. All right, just finished loading the data. Just give it a second, y'all. Just give it a second, fam. Damn, this is like long as fuck, though. I'm not going to hold you. Really thought we had this worked out, bruh. It was like, you know what? I'm going to load it fast. We going to be good. Shit, me, you damn near took 5 minutes. You want me to give the people? All right. Knock, knock. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Like, damn, fam. Come on now. Get right. Get right, bruh. There we go. There we go. So y'all see the back test is running right here, right? It's not as descriptive as we want, right? But you see, we start at $100. We're at 265 right now, 277. So the back test is running. Looks like the strategy is performing well. Looks like we're performing a bit well, yeah? I don't know. Let's see how it works. So, chap, this strategy could like use a big boost in how to look. Matter of fact, I definitely need to just like, I'm going to, don't worry. But it looks like it's moving. By the time we're coming out of February, we're at $500. So we started at $100. The strategy, by the time it came out of February, is at 500, right? And we're slowly making our way up. So it's looking like we may have found a vibe, ladies and gentlemen. We may have found something that is working, ladies and gentlemen. And this is all created in front of you, right? I didn't know how this was going to work out, but it's looking like it's panning out. We just crossed $1,000. This is April. The strategy just crossed $1,000. All right, what I'm going to do, I need to do a couple things. Because I want to note what I did. I'm not going to hold you. All right, we need you to create a steps taken file. Think of this as a scientific journal or diary, right? That outlines all of the steps that we took to get to this point. No discussion to be overlooked, so we can retrace our steps, right? Now proceed to create it. All right, beautiful. Let me poke back in. That's 2,000, fam. Strategy's running, man. Oh, you know what? This is even before I updated or fixed a couple things. So I still got to change a couple things. I'm not going to hold y'all, like, because the delta range is still way too awfully high, fam. And I'm going to change that. So I got to update the delta range. I also have to update the make this shit run a lot quicker, bro. Like, this is, that's what's up, gang shit. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Strategy is sliding, but like, I just wish it would just be a lot quicker to like actually run the back test. And I've only seen what, 2 losses, so that's a good thing. I don't know. Let's see what the actual numbers are at the end of it, you know? Strategy's at 4,000. You know, it is a steady climb. That strategy, the strategy is doing. So we did create something that has efficacy, right? There's just a couple of things that I need to adjust a bit in order to like really open her up, for lack of better words, right? Really open it up. Excuse me. I don't want to get me too. It was just I misspoke. I'm sorry. Let's get right. Let's get right. So as y'all can see, man, the strategy is definitely performing. It's at 7,000. It started at $100. Now it's at 7. And I just added a little bit of sauce, but it started at TradingView. We just had it adapted for how we trade. And once we adapted it for how we trade, strategy is about to cross 10,000. It's just at 10,000 now. Imagine if you had this strategy, right? Who won't want this? I want to make it a lot better. Y'all just remember where we started. Remember where we started, fam. So now it's getting like exponential. You'll see. Yeah, see. Month over month, our win rate. I was about to say above 75%. I bet it's like 79. 85. That's what's up. We started at $100. We ended at 14,000. Sharp ratio is just above 7.1. Excuse me, 0.75 or 0.78. Max drawdown is above less than 10. Right, so that's what's up. So that lets me know at one point in time the strategy went from $100. Let's call it 91.16 or 26. 250 trades. Out of 250 trades, we won 85% of them. So 8 out of every 10. Profit factor is 10.73. So what this lets us know is that, hey, the strategy lost $1 and it felt so bad. It felt so conflicted that had to go make us $10 back. So that's what's up. Month over month comparison. We're seeing that the strategy is growing month over month, right? A little bit of a hiccup in May, right? But month over month, we are seeing a little bit of growth. So I love it. So there's room to grow with this strat. I ain't gonna hold you. This is nice, but there's room to grow with this particular strategy. So what I want to do, let's go ahead and copy it. Let's bring it over to Claude Code. All right, review strat. We ran while you were doing the work. Now let's discuss. Oh shit. I kind of need to give you the back test. I need to give you the back test, well, so you can actually like review it type shit. You actually need to review it, please, fam. Bullish bias is working well. Excellent results so far. Outstanding. From $100 to 14,000. Very controlled. Exceptional. We already talked about this. The RS bias is doing all the heavy lifting. 85% win rates, catching the trades before they go to stop loss. 11 stop losses all year. Okay, 14. TP1 only hit 14 times. Most exits are RS or TP2. Should we lower it? Friday underperforms. We need to validate on 2023. But before I do that, we noticed a few things, right? First, it is taking damn near 5+ minutes to load the data. Why? Can we improve? Also, backtest doesn't show if we're using pre-index, which I don't think we are. Let's review. And also the end position, feedback is not what we expect, right? Review the reference backtest we provided, and let's find out where the gap is before we proceed. There's also one more thing I need. The extension, overextension, and the revision. Okay. So it's gonna review that. Go ahead and review that. Get me right. Figure out what you did wrong. Right, bro. There's something that's not working, and I don't know what it is. But your ass better figure it out. My fault, man. I'm kind of geek. I'm not gonna hold you. How's y'all holidays been? Has it been fun? And did you get what you want for Christmas? You know what I wanted? Build better bots. And that's what we're doing, man. We are building better bots, fam. Now I see the gaps. Let me check. Beautiful. Get me right. Get me right. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on, y'all. It would do it. It would do it. It would do it. Hold on, I got a question. Issue 3, blah, 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 blah. All right, beautiful. All right. Now, we also want to add a metric for auditing purposes, so we can see the extension or reversion or acceptance of the strat signals, right? Basically, you know how when you have a breakout, right, it could be the initial breakout or retest. We want to have the same type of thing or metric for our signals here, but for mean reversion. With that in mind, run a few terminal commands to gauge how we can do this before we implement this with the other 4 fixes. Get me right. Get me right. Hold on. What if I play some vibes in the background? Y'all gonna like that? I think I got some funks for y'all. I think I got some funks for y'all, man. I think I got some funks for y'all. Hold on. Where's my vibes at? Where's my vibes at? Damn, y'all like really tripping? Y'all got Nate Daniel? Hold on. I know. Hold on. My fault. It should be a little bit better. It should be a little bit better. We got the vibes now. Based on, here's my understanding, mean reversion classification, the initial reversion, retest, extension failure, and then shallow failure. Okay. This will let you. All right, bet. Let's do it. I don't think this is the vibes yet. Hold on. I don't think this is the vibes. I can get it better. I can get it better. Give me a second. I can get it better. Here's the vibes. I don't think this is the. Here's the vibes. Here's the vibes. I'm rocking. I'm rocking. Hold on. Don't ban me, bruh. I bought this from Epidemic Sounds. I got licensed to do this, YouTube. Don't ban me, bruh. Let me know if it's the vibes. I'm gonna let the vibe slide for a little bit. Give me like 2 minutes, not even. I'll be right back. All right, the vibes are good. I checked the vibes. All right, let's run our back test. It should be a lot faster. Come on, baby. The vibes are a lot better. Cleaning the strings. Like, fam, though. You ain't supposed to be taking this long. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Get me right. Oh, that's what's up. You've been sliding. Oh, so need to get some rewatches. That's what's up. That's what's up. Calculating DT. Goodness gracious, man. It is taking some time. I'm not going to hold you. I thought we fixed this. I thought we fixed it where it's like actually going to slide and work for me. You feel me? Goodness, I just hope pre-indexing works. It took 28 seconds. That didn't feel like 28 seconds. It took 22 seconds to clean. Did that feel like 22 seconds to clean? It felt a lot longer. I thought I had this worked out, man. I really thought I had this worked out when it comes to loading data. All right. That just means I need to spend a little bit more time. In 2026, this is going to be a lot faster. We're not going to be waiting for data to load in 2026. Goodness gracious, bro. All right. What I'm going to do. Let me go look at the steps taken. So here's our strategy. Reviewed the pine step. This was step 1. Step 2, the initial period discussion. I love it. Balance period. Phase 3. Took 67 seconds, bro. Goodness gracious. Oh, so it's cumulative. It's not how long that's taken. I got you. I got you. We're doing 2 out of. I love it. I love it. Option selection based on the white paper. Data. Final. All right, man. This is not supposed to take this long. My fault. I really do apologize. Okay. Wow. I am waiting on this. It is still taking an unconscious. It took this fucking long to load the data. Oh, I'm gonna talk shit. All right, backtest run. Took this long to load the data. Why? Where is it? Here you go. Are you running? Oh, look at that. You are actually running. Oh shit, did you freeze? Fucking. I was about to say. Okay, the back test ran. It took under a minute to run, but we had to wait damn near 4 for it to load. So it's the same things. Spread performance. All right. Why? Let's figure this out. Let's see if we can use DuckDB, or if we're doing this wrong with Polaris, or we're doing this. Shouldn't take this long to load the data. To test a few POCs via terminal command, then let's figure this out. It's spazzing because I was typing too much. But you should be Gucci now. All right, while he's doing that, let me go see. Okay, breakout depth. Okay, reclaim performance. Fast. Normal. POC reached. Yes. No. Okay, days of the week. I want to get Friday to be better. Don't worry. Signal strength, the initial 85% win. Directional performance, still 80 sell, 80 sell. Is it using? Yep. Don't use Python 3. Use Python. And it's about to compact. What our luck, right? I mean, you kind of did what I needed you to. It took 1 second. Why is it taking damn near 27? I mean, 200 and some odd seconds for it to load, bruh. We got to be doing something. El Differente. Y'all saw how quick that was? Yes, I know that. Let's just use Polaris. Double check again as to how to use it and make sure you understand. Then review the back test and let's make sure we properly update the portions loading the data so this doesn't take as long. Not removing pandas, right? Just giving Polaris the job for loading the data flow. Holy cow. Get me right, man. I don't know if that's an instrumental. I think that's like an actual song. So I'm gonna put it to an instrumental. I think I can go right there. I think I could go right there without it being too much. And YouTube, don't block me. I paid from this. Yep. It's about to compact in the middle doing it. I thought we were gonna have some time before, bro. And compact. Fun. So let's go find something else to do while it compact. Yeah, bruv. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna come here because it's looking like I need to create the bot for it. Hold on. So where we're at, right? We're back testing. We already have our strategy. I'm back testing it right now, right? And then this walk forward and being able to use machine learning optimization, that's on a case-by-case basis. And right now what I want to do is, because the strategy looks like it's going to perform well, I mean, yeah, there's a couple of things that I could improve upon in order to get it to be a little bit higher performance wise, and I think I know how I'm going to tweak it. But I want to start with being able to prepare another session for our bot development, because I'm actually going to create the bot here with y'all as well. So we can get this to run. Let me go ahead and get Office 4.5. All right, what I want to say is, without reviewing our code base, what do you know about option algo trading bots that trade 0 DTE option contracts? So let you output. Perfect. You're Gucci Dem. So I'm using 2 sessions back to back. I'm having one that's going to get our bot development ready, Then I'm going to be using this main one. This is going to be for our back test. But I kind of want to get all that shit organized, but I am. PDF. Oh, Polaris data frame. All right, while you do that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Technical considerations, common strategies, key mechanics. Okay. Review how others create Python based or terminal, Python based or just other algo option trading bots. Search via the web. Then if I know how I'm going to create it, but sometimes I like to say, okay, how are others doing it? And then advise your findings. Make sure you cite your sources in response, both inline and at the bottom. Review and advise. Well, no, I'm actually going to run it. Give my little command here, Python. Let me see if you just bullshit me. Python. It took 3. Okay, come on. Don't bullshit me. Come on. Come on. Bring your ass. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. I got one more thing that I needed to do. We got, okay, 20 seconds. Of course. Too good to be true. So I'm going to let you run it, and then you're going to find, oh, fucking I, bruv. Review, and let's find the issue, and let's fix it. Let's find it and fix it, please. All right, it's really Theta Gang, IBKR architecture, will strategy. Selling Python. Damn, it's really going in. Python option trading bots algorithm, automated trading 2024-2025. Algorithmic option trading bots, GitHub, building automated option trading system, Python, Alpaca, Theta Gang. Theta Gang will strategies built on, I'm not using IBKR, but I maybe we'll get back to it. But right now, implemented will strategy, selling secured puts, then cover calls if assigned, uses IBC and API framework, configurable being a TOML file. That's interesting. Runs on cron jobs or Docker, so you don't have to run it automatically, so it runs by itself. That's what's up. SPK straddle bot, automated SPK straddle trading strategy with risk management. Loop trader, extensive option trading framework. So common architecture framework. I'm already back testing, so I'm not using that. Greek calculator, scheduling. That's interesting. First time I'm seeing this one. I'm going to see how that one would work. Config, target. All right, beautiful. All right, now let's have it review. Thoroughly review the following GitHub files, as we're going to be using Alpaca for the broker. For the bot, we're going to be developing. Review thoroughly using terminal commands before explaining to us, using only 312 total tokens for your output response. All right, you fixed it. Get me right. Get me right. Hold on, y'all. So much better. I had to move my microphone stand. So much better. All right, let me check on you. Okay, you're still reviewing. Okay, loaded the data. No problem, fam. No problem, fam. Now run the back test. Run the back test. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. We finally fixed it. I told you I knew how to, like, what it took, but sometimes the AI be doing its own thing. And you're like, bro, what are you doing? I understand that, but here's a better way to do it. All right, bet. So I'm glad I kind of got this done on the front end. All right, review. Then let's create a back test journal so we can keep up with the versions. This is V1. Let's make it like a log so we can keep track of what development has happened for strat. All right, let me let you do that. Let me go put eyes on a few things. Didn't I tell you that's way too okay? I'm going to fix this a little bit. I mean, I like it, but I think I could do a little bit better. Is there a premium max? There's no premium min max. I need to go figure out on average. Okay, let me go see on average because I thought I already said that, but I guess not. This is kind of after the fact though. All right, we noticed that there is not a premium min max. Objectively review and get the average of premium so we can base this off of it. Use terminal commands to do this. All right, beautiful. Then advise before we update the code. All right, so you're going to do that. Let me put eyes on a few other things. See what else we're missing. Max contract. Okay, we got that. Max hold time. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Maximum was, that's what the fuck. I'm $500, bruh. No, no. Let's do min of 0.20 and then max of 0.80 and delta min of 0.20 and then max and then keep everything else the same. That's crazy though. All right, perfect. So we dropped the min, we add a premium min max. Now I need to add the premium filter to the option selection. Beautiful, beautiful. I appreciate you. Oh, you know what I'm also gonna do? Since I'm here, who does it? You do. Y'all gonna see, because I don't like these straggler folders. So I'm gonna put back test results. All right, review and see how it auto saves the files and organizes them, so we don't have to. We want to do the same thing for this back test and save it here. Make sure you understand how it works before proceeding, then update it. Hold on. We should be a lot better now, like a lot better. Holy cow, I just had to fix a couple things. The mic was like getting annoyingly in the way, but now it should be a lot better for what we're doing. You should be able to hear me better now too, because I think I positioned a lot better. But nonetheless, I'm just fixing a couple other admin stuff for the strat. All right, let me take that off because you don't need it. Come on, fam. Get me right. Get me right. All right, perfect. So now you're going to do that. Saves. It gets it. I love it. Now let's come here. Beautiful. So it has everything. It was able to review Alpaca so we can properly understand how we are going to do it. Trading client, option data client, request, the enums, stream your data, action required approval lever needed for 0 DTE. You can do 0 DTE spreads. Maybe I'm going to do that one day. Create a strategy for a spread. Maybe. What I want to do, I want to give you the data provider. All right. Perfect. We're making great strides. Now let's review using same terminal commands. Then, hold on, fam. Remember, we don't share keys. Has all the keys and info needed. Expose them. Don't cause a security breach. Hold on. Get me right. Then run a few C-curls terminal commands to make sure you understand how to get and work with the different providers to build on what we're doing. All right, so you're going to do that. All right, I thought you would have been done already. It's fine. It's getting our auto version in right. So please get me right. Are you using Python 3? I feel like you're using Python 3. Are you using Python 3? Oh. Shit. What I want to say. Use in the Conda environment and use Python, not Python 3. Bet. Now we can like actually run our back test, fam. Bet. Let me just make sure it saves the baseline. So I'm gonna let you run. Beautiful. You got all of it. I'm having this Claude code just being able to flush out and understand the different parameters of the bot that we're going to be creating based off this strat. Because it looks like we may have something good, fam. But let's see. I've updated a few things, so let's see how well it works. Or don't. I don't know. I was taking 38 seconds as opposed to like 17 last time. Or 19, whatever it was. All right, you're still sliding. You're still slow. Look at that. Look at that. We did drop a bit. But I'm going to improve it. Don't worry. Once we hit TPs, we're 100%. I love it. We started off tough. Then we got there. 79%. All right, not bad. Backtest took quicker to run the backtest than it did to load the data. That's crazy. All right, bet. Now I can run 2023. Motherfucking bot time. Okay, so I can just run it in the. So you're gonna pull it. So I could just say bet Python 2023. You should just bring in 2023 data, and you just brought in 2023 data. All right, we're running 2023. Seeing how well that's going to work out. Bet. And I just wanted to be a little bit more organized, fam. I'm not going to hold you. That's why I kind of took the time to be able to do all this, you know. Yo, Zilmi. All right, first time running it on 2023. I want to get a baseline. Remember 20. Oh shit, I should have copied it and put it in the chat. But nonetheless, I'll do that for 23. So here is 2023 baseline results. Did I say 23,000? That says 25,000, right? Yep, that does say 25,000. That's crazy. That's crazy, fam. But I love it. Okay, I feel like okay. Here we go. I'm tripping. 79%. Final equity. Let me give you the Sharpe ratio. I'm going to say Sharpe 0.63. All right, here's I gave you 2023 baseline, so you have that. All right, bet. Let's turn on this machine learning filter and let's see how well that works out. Where is it? All right, let's turn on the ML feature. Caramelizing. There we go. Now we're going to run it on 2024. Okay. Now we're running it on 2024 with the machine learning feature turned on. Before it wasn't turned off. Before it was turned off. Now we're turning it on. Let me come here. I'm having this version. You're not supposed to get stock data from there, but you like ODing. Excuse me. All right, so let's see how well it performs and if it does get better. All right. Review to get a baseline using RG, AUG, and different terminal commands. All right, let's see. Let's see if you actually learn. Did you actually get better or no? Taken, skipped, taken, losses, taken win rate 68%, total signals 285. So I don't even think it like did what I needed it to do. I don't know. Review using RG, AUG, and different terminal commands. And let's find out if this is working for ML or not. I don't know. I don't know. It said it's enabled, but like I'm having a problem. I ain't gonna say believe in it, but like, are you working? It said it filter it. I just don't have any like proof that you actually did it though, fam. The filter isn't working because the threshold is too low. Our model isn't trained properly yet. We need more data for it to learn. Want me to investigate the ML filter logic or adjust it? Investigate it first. Investigate it first. Shit. Damn, I thought I had another window. I don't. Give me a second. Give me 2 shakes of a second. Library ML, beautiful. This is what it is based off of. Review using terminal commands, RG, etc. to get basis. Well, get me right. This is a safety net, not an enhancer, only kicks in during bad market conditions. The logic is, I found the issue. The problem is prior to initialization at line 604, only 2 data points. The model starts. This is leaps and bounds better than All right, I'm really going to figure out how to do this now. Okay, hold on. Okay, what is needed to fix it then? Yeah, it should be better. Raise the threshold. Better priority. Start with more realistic training data. Current. Wait. Why are we using fake data when the ML model is supposed to be getting the data as the back test runs, right? So each trade is supposed to be fed to the model, and that's how it learns via online. Are we doing something wrong here? And then also, as we build up more backtest data, how can we feed that to it so it can also use it? Or shouldn't we, because we're changing parms as well? Or should we tell it that what to do here in order to fix this conundrum? Whoa. Let's fix this conundrum, please, and thank you. Two fake data points just to bootstrap the model. Okay, the problem. Instead of two fake data points, we should run the baseline backtest first. No ML. Save the traits feature and outcome. Use the prior for the next backtest. But there's a catch. If you change the parms, the feature distribution changes too. So priors from the old parms may not apply. Best approach is to keep the off for baseline runs. Use the baseline results to train prior ML versions and only compare the ML versus none. What the fuck are you saying, bro? All right, I'll figure this out later. All right, disable for now. We'll do other optimizations. Yeah, because I'm gonna figure you out, because ain't no way. All right, let's use our brain. So right now we're at like 80%, and okay. Review using different terminal commands and advise what the data is telling us. Be objective. All right, let's use our brains. Let's use our brains. That's a wide ass range. I'm not gonna hold you. Why the fuck? You better not tell me. Oh, I mean, I have a few ideas myself to being able to prove this. While you're doing that, let me make sure. There you go. There you go. You figuring it out. If y'all like the video with the vibes, man, just let me know if this is too much, or y'all want me to be able to comment down, let me know. But I'm liking the vibes right now, right? It's keeping me active. It's keeping me going. Y'all let me know if y'all like the vibes. If it's too loud, I don't think it is, but let me just drop that down a few decimal points. And what we're doing two different things. It was looking like our strategy is going to pass our backtest school. So I'm getting another session ready so we can actually create the bot for our set strategy. Remember, this is our process. So we're kind of almost finishing up our backtest part. I'm not going to use the machine learning and optimization to walk forward because our strategy is already doing well. What we're going to see is here, like how we can like tweak it to make it a bit better, just based off my little quirks there. But this is working. We're getting our bot development ready. So that's what I'm doing here. We're getting our bot development ready. All right, I'm gonna let you go. No. TP1 dropped significantly. Puts underperform. Fridays were a bad day. August 2024 was rough. Filter out wide spreads. Reduce the put allocation. Investigate why TP1 dropped. Okay. You're not telling me nothing. So I'm just going to put on my brain and figure out how to be able to get this better. So let me put 20. This is the funks right now. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm kind of jamming. Reclaim. This is kind of like sweets. I kind of don't want to touch this. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I just changed one thing. Yeah, that's it. All right. I don't know why this is. No, I'm keeping you there. Let me see if I drop you to no. Let me see if I drop you to 8. But also required a little bit more. Let me see what you do. Cause you ain't gonna do shit. Okay. Each of the files has different metrics to weigh how well the momentum signal was. Can you review and then gauge if our entries are good or if it's exits we should be focused on? It's not like you're trained on thousands of motherfucking data points, right? It's all right. Sometimes we got to drive a boat, and that's what we're doing right now. We're just driving a boat. So give a second. Yeah. All right. You're Gucci. Here we go. Let's see if we did better or worse. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. How did we perform here? Maybe a little bit better. We did get better. Holy shit. We got better. We got better. It's not like I needed you or anything. Excuse me. Let me make sure you saved. All right, beautiful. You're just like big tripping right now. That's supposed to be version 3. Version 3. Aggressive farms. I don't know what the fuck you screaming. All right, let's run it on 2023. Let's run it on 2023. All right, while you do that, let me go have you. So I made you review Alpaca. You review the data. Now let me go let you review a bot here and how it works. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm cool with you. Did I give you all of it? I gave you the bot. They can fit position. 23 files for you. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is. All right. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Hold on. I'm going to give you a few to look at. So it's just not one. So you can't say you ain't have a few to look at. All right. Now review the following bots that are currently in our fleet. Use different terminal commands to understand how they work, etc. Make sure you properly get it, as it will be useful when we're ready to create the new one. Oh, backtest finish. Bet. Where are you at right now? 21. Oh, I dipped a little bit. It dipped a little bit. Okay. So help one. It made the other one dip a little bit. Okay. Are you still using Python 3? Yeah, because you try to read it all, you dick face. Use terminal commands to review them. Do not try to read the file at one go, fam. Aggressive score. Really? POC reached, shallow, extension, both similar. All right. All right, I'll do that. I was thinking about doing that anyway. Where are you? Let me do 3. And then let me move you to 80. Let me try 80. And I'm gonna keep you at 8. Max hold time. I'm gonna keep you there. All right, Gucci. Let's run it. Let's run it. Had to itch my eyebrow. My fault. All right, so it's understanding how to create a bot there. VWAP. Go ahead and convert me for me, please. I'm running it on 2024 based on these updates, and I just updated maybe 1 or 2 things. And let's see what the performance is for said strategy. Let's see what the performance is. mean, it's still doing well. It's doing better than well. Holy shit. Did we just unlock it? Wait. Bro, the strategy's okay. We unlocked the strategy. Here we go. We went from $100 to 69,000. Now let's actually test it. Okay, let me see if you actually. Fuck, man. Are you? Okay, so kind of save that. Okay, balance, breakout. This is actually version 4. You dick face. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. What I want to do is just like actually. Is that how you saved it? You come here. I'm gonna paste you. Then go like that, and then now we're going to run on 2023. I think we just unlocked the strategy. How many trades were there? 241 trades, 90% win rate. 9 out of every 10 9 out of every 10 we're winning. So I think we unlocked the strategy, and the strategy is about ready to go to our bot development. We're on step 2 right now. Right, but the strategy is about to get ready to go to bot development. I'm running it on 2023, and as you can see, the baseline results, 78% win rate, about 25K, right, starting from $100. Now we're running our strategy again. We did a couple of updates to it. I'm running it on 2023 and seeing if we just unlocked it and if the strategy is ready to go. From what I'm looking at, I think it's ready to go. Okay, we unlocked it. What the fuck? This is crazy. I'm kind of astonished right now. I'm not gonna hold you. This is kind of shocking, bruh. I'm not gonna hold you. I just did 2 things, and the strategy is blew up. It went from 23,000. Now it's at 89,000, fam. Starting from $100, right? All right, bet. Let me come here. Let me copy. And here's 2023. Then review the new CSV files, right? And let's discuss, check the new parms we did before we proceed. All right, so you get to do that. Bet. So what I'm doing here is I'm having another Cloud Code session get ready to be able to create the bot for this strategy. And I had it review a couple of our other bots. And all of our bots are terminal based. Sniper, okay. Common infrastructure. Beautiful. Shared utilities. All right. All right, beautiful. All right, perfect. Now, based on what you've researched, right, and how we do things around here, what improvements would you advise before we start to create our bot here? Cite your sources and response. Yep, go ahead and break it down for me. Go ahead. Because this is something I'm like, you just tweak this, change that, and you just explode. I mean, I appreciate it. The aggressive filter removed the garbage trade. 2 was 58%, but that kept only the quality signals. Now, 78%. Okay, look at that. Okay. All right, before we proceed, we notice that the labeling is a bit off. Let's fix it manually first, then find the issue in the backtest and make sure that is fixed. Also, we noticed that it is having an issue keeping up with versions. All right. What do you recommend? Based on my research, the architecture of your fleet, here's our advice: building our new bot. New bot could build. Okay, beautiful. Back test with. I'm not doing the back. That I don't know. Components, data layer, beautiful. Parameters. That's bot specific. Option selection, bot specific. Data freshness. Use Optuna for ML to skip. No, we're not doing that. Okay. Forget what you saw regarding the ML from the backtest, right? Focusing on the bot development. Before we proceed, research to see if there are any other missing features we should have or anything else that is cool, right, that we haven't thought of yet before we move on to the next step. I see the issue. Yes, it should. Get me right. If you can get these better properly named, that would be awesome sauce. I thank you. No, bro. I didn't. Oh, holy shit. I can cuss you out. Meant to research on the internet, fam, from vetted sources, bruv. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate that. This makes that a lot better so we can understand what the heck is going on. Beautiful. If you would fix that too, bruv, that would be great. Oh, I could cuss you out. I could cuss you out. I could cuss you. I told you to forget the fucking machine learning. We didn't ask you to find a new strategy. We didn't ask you for ML features. We didn't ask you to do that. We asked you to research how we can have a better developed bot, right? We already have the strat. We're withholding it until this is flushed out. Let's proceed. Oh, I could cuss you out. Let me just change one thing. Let me just change. Go to 12. Y'all gonna see how impactful just going from a minute is gonna be. All right. Bet. Now you're gonna run. All right, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. kind of want to. I'm not gonna hold you. In like 2 shakes of a second, I need to go grab some, but I'm gonna be right back. We shall see. But y'all got the vibes, man, and I want to keep y'all busy here, so no worries. Okay, I'll take it. They did it proper then. They did it proper. Y'all look just how giving it 1 more minute, if it's going to impact it positively or negatively. I don't know. Let me look at the win rate real quick. Let me look at the win rate. 90%. It's still 90%. All right, bet. Now here's the test of all tests running in 2022. Let's see how you do. That when I say a bear year, bear year, bruh. Kill switch. Okay, I already have that. Position reconciliation at start. Execution quality scoring. Push notification. Configure hot load. Partial fill. Timeout. Graceful shutdown with state save. Alright. I kind of already had all those, bro. So you didn't tell me nothing new. I told you this year is going to be a difficult one. Y'all see? Bro, it's just 86% peak. That's crazy. I think the strategy is ready to be shipped. All right, let's go ahead and have you update our backtest journal. Let's have you update the backtest journal. And then spelunking. That's funny. No. You're not going there. You're going here, bruv. Shit. All right. Before review the following backtest that the strategy or that the bot will be based off of. Use different terminal commands. Use different terminal commands to review it. Make sure don't read at once. Ensure to properly review bot. Then we need you to provide with 2 creative personas, if you would, for the bot. Like you noticed that Early Worm and Sniper had, right? Make it creative and cool, and have a emoji and statement unpacked as well. Let's review and make sure proper before we proceed, bro. All right. Here we go right now. Beautiful. All right, bruv. Let me make sure you got the vibes. You're not lacking for vibes. Nope, you're not lacking for vibes. Give me 2 shakes of a second, bruv. I'll be right back, bruv. All right, I'm back, bruv. I'm back, bruv. The bounce back. These are too lame. A meme reversion strategy based on the Fabio Valentini auction market playbook. Trading failed break back to the point of control. Okay. Beautiful. All right. They missed the shot. We grabbed the board. Snapback is so lame. Snapback is lame. Try again. Think way outside the box and advise before we proceed. Bruv, I'm telling you, give it one little colloquial term, it takes the shit and run with it, bruv. I didn't tell you to do that, bruv. Oh, no, you better. Okie dokie. Full breaker. Gravity baby. Maybe. Psych. The market is a breakout psych. We fade the fake. What the fuck? Bait switch. And then rubber band. These things are lame. Of all of them, I like Gravity Baby. What goes up must pay us on the way down. Let's go with Gravity Baby. Are you ready to create the bot files? Advise and make sure you understand what is needed and how we're going to do this before we proceed. Make sure you understand. Make sure you properly understand. We're at a point we're going to be creating our bot files based off our back test. And this is really exciting because we got all this done today. I mean, it only took us 3 hours, right? But we're able to go from idea, right? So we followed our steps. Able to go from idea, we back tested it. I don't need machine learning and optimization or walking forward for this. Now we're at the bot development, and then tomorrow, even though tomorrow is a half a day, tomorrow's New Year's Eve, we're going to be back paper testing this bot live here with y'all. So if you want to tune in for that, make sure you have your subscribe, you turn the notifications on so you can see this bot actually running live. Kill switch, circuit breaker, possession reconciliation, and execution quality logging. All right, beautiful. Scanning, position, syncing, moonshot, stellar, slide. All right. Signal detection, option, risk scaling. Okay. Do you see how in the back test we have a mean reversion classification? If you would in the back test, we want this in the live bot as well. Let's run a few terminal commands to see how we can do this and implement it before we proceed, because I need to make sure you get this right. Review using terminal commands, then advise. I need to make sure you get this right. Well, like, just don't be flaky. Don't be flaky, kid. Don't be flaky. Don't be flaky, kid. Don't be oh, let's go. And if y'all do have any questions while I'm going through this process, go ahead and let me know. My name is Creative, and I've been doing this for about 6 months now, give or take. And I've been sharing I've been streaming with y'all for the past It's about to be 2 months. That's what's up. So shout out to everybody that's been around in the journey. How are you finding the trades? Oh, because you went there and you found it. I was like, bro, how are you finding it? Okay. Got you. So you see it. Initial, shallow, moderate. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. All right. Now we want. Okay. All right. Let's get this done one file at a time. Then after we create the file, let's test and make sure good and working and no issues at all. Let's make sure the UX and UI properly informs the trader / user of everything the bot is doing from start to finish, such that even if a novice trader runs the bot, understands what is going on. Assume nothing, explain everything. Now go on, create the bot in the following file. Then let me go ahead and create your change log. Then once we're done, let's update with what we completed. Well, go off and create great code worthy of prizes. Galloping. That's funny. Gravity baby configs. All right, bet. So I'm going to let this run for a bit. Let me just make sure it does it correct, right? And there's no issue there. I want to check the first file that it creates. What I want to do is let me go ahead and get a conda environment activated real quick. Beautiful. And let me come here. And then we're actually creating our steps. So we're on step 6 or 5, excuse me. 6 is going to be actually paper trading. So we're on step 5. I'm stuck right here for most of our bots right now. Nobody's live yet. I'm wanting one of our bots to be live by New Year's, and that bot is looking good in order to start trading, but we're stuck on like 5 or 6 for majority of our bots. All right, bruv. I'm waiting for the first file to be created. And let me know if the vibes is too loud. If the vibes is too loud, let me know. I can drop it down a bit. But it should be Gucci dim. But if it's not, let me know, bruv. Yeah, let me know. Not the everybody hitting you with the Happy New Year. Have y'all gotten those texts yet? Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. How do you feel when you get those texts? That's what's up. All right. Gravity baby. Here we go. Let me go look at it. What goes up must pay us on the way down. The strategy is a mean reversion. It fails breakout backs to the point of control based on the Fabio Valentini auction market playbook. This is how the strategy works. This is the signal classification. The backtest results. All right, we're in paper mode right now. Tag name. Okay, beautiful. Emojis. Signal, QQQ. Beautiful. You know what you don't have? Hold on, I'm going to wait to see. Okay. All right, beautiful. So it does have it. Paper Max. Okay, perfect. Max daily. Balancing. I love it. So it has everything. So most of it was used on damn near doc strings. So that's fine. We're just checking the file. We're making sure we're Gucci them and there's no issues. So as its spread, as its commission. Okay, so you have your circuit breaker, the kill switch file, info. We have our logging. Okay. What the fuck sounds are you playing? So what I'm gonna do is just hit false here. I'm glad I reviewed this. It was like, bro, what sounds? I didn't give you any sounds. I mean, I can, and I'm going to, but I just haven't done that for you yet. Maybe I should give you the vibes. All right, let's go look at our position. Here's our position file. Beautiful tracks live positions for the mean reversion. Beautiful. It looks quite standard, fam. I just want to put eyes to it to see if we have anything that was off, like the whole sounds, bro. It's like, I can give you the sounds, but just ask me first. Don't assume. Moonshot, stellar. This is based off like interstellar type shit. So what comes up must pay us on the way down. All right, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, we even have tests. Okay, let me see. Let me see you working on your actual test. Let me see that you actually work on your test. Oh, look at that. It actually worked. Look at that. Test files. I love it. I love it. Let me go test. Let me test you as well. Oh, look at that. We Gucci them. Wait, what? I was about to say. All right, bet. Give me 1 second. So by the time our main bot is back, I'll be right back, fam. Give me 2 shakes of a second. All right, let me go test our bot. Let me go make sure the bot is like actually good to run now. It should be. Let's go test our bot to make sure it's Gucci and it can run. Bet. Why did it stop though? Oh, why did it fail? Why did it fail? Hold on. The bot failed to start. Why? Let's find the issue and fix it. Before we even get to the signal detection, let's make sure. Okay, now I know the alpaca. Okay, hold on. You're supposed to be using this alpaca file and this one. These are the alpaca files you're supposed to use. Let's make sure. That you get us right, and that will be great. Okay, perfect. All right, let me go test it now. Oh, you know, I need to grab the whole path. Beautiful. We got a bot, ladies and gentlemen. We have another bot, ladies and gentlemen, that is ready to go. All right, shutting down. No. It's working. You're failing. Are you using Python 3? It's working now. Let's proceed to do the final checks. Let me turn the auto off. Okay, bet. Our bot is ready to go. Matter of fact, I want to run it in a terminal real quick, because this is how I normally run our bots. Let me get a terminal. Yeah, I hit you on TikTok. Maybe I can share my. Yeah, okay. Yes, I am on TikTok as well. But I am going to figure out like a way in order to, like a simple way that isn't going to leave anybody like up for security hacks or anything. But yeah, that's not a problem. CD, beautiful. All right, let me run our bot. Perfect. It runs in the terminal as well. All right, Gucci, man. Bot is ready to go. So y'all see it. Y'all saw it from start to finish. We created the strategy. We went through all of our steps, right? From the strategy idea to being able to back test it and actually to creating the bot, which is right here and ready to go tomorrow. So I'm excited. Let me just make sure you can close down. You can. You're updating the change log. Thank you. All right, bet. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our bot is done. Our bot is ready to go for paper trading tomorrow. And I will be here. Let's say I'm going to try to be up here around 9:15 tomorrow a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you do have any other questions, please feel free to drop them. Javon, I did see your message. You can go ahead and try to share it there. But if not, again, I am going to figure out a way for us to be able to share it, share the codes and share the files that I have here with y'all, so it can make it a little bit better when it comes to being able to build together. But nonetheless, it is your boy Creative. I do appreciate y'all for being able to hang out with us throughout the session. If the music was too much, let me know. I just won't add it on next time. But I thought it was a cool addition for me to be able just to have the vibes on in the background. But nonetheless, I appreciate y'all. It's your boy Creative. We will talk again, Lord willing. But nonetheless, have a wonderful night, and we'll be back